Hi all, welcome back to Flat Caps and Classics and the continuing restoration. I say continuing, it's hardly started, but the continuing restoration of my 1977 MGB Roadster. I've had a good look round. I mean, I know I took you round it in the first video, in the last video, but obviously I've had another good look round. I've done a few bits and pieces to it. There are a few things that are concerning me about it as well. The front wings. The guy who had the car before me wanted to convert it to chrome bumper. It's a rubber bumper car. He wanted to convert it to chrome bumper, although he also said to me he was thinking about putting a Sebring kit on it. And ostensibly, when you look at, if you know your MGBs, which I'm sure many of you do, then you'll know that one of the big differences between the rubber bumper and the chrome bumper is the way the indicators go. And when you look at that I'm showing you now, that looks as if it's a chrome bumper wing. Actually, when you look at it closely, that doesn't look too bad, that one, but he's basically, what he's done is he's welded a bar across the bottom of it. And also on this one, which I think you can probably see a little bit more, it's just a bit ragged and a bit, well, not great, if I'm honest. So I think I've got a few options. I can try and make these better, but again, they're missing the trim on here. There should be a lip, of course, across there, a bead across there, which helps seal it. That's missing on both sides. These are not fixed, by the way. They're just not on badly. They're just not fixed at all. They're just held on by just a bolt to stop them falling off. So I think I'm probably looking for a set of chrome bumper wings, front wings. If anybody's got some, that would be great. Thank you very much. I've also been looking, I've done a few bits and pieces. The booster is in. This is not going to be a concours restoration, as you can probably tell. The engine bay, the paintwork is not brilliant, to be honest. It's a bit better than the rest of the car, but it's not brilliant. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm going to clean it up as best I can. But I'm not going to go into details such as, restoring and painting all that, things like the boosters and things. Maybe when the car's finished, I might start doing bits and pieces to make it look even better. But at the moment, no, I just want to get the thing back together, work out what I've got with it, and then we'll go from there. So I put the brake booster in, the pedal box is in, and the cylinder's on there as well, although obviously not connected up with the brake lines yet, or the pedals aren't in, although I do have them. And I've just started looking through all the wiring. I mean, it is absolutely filthy, as you can see, but a lot of it will clean up. A lot of it is just dust and a bit of cellulose thinners or white spirit or whatever, and that would be fine. I've also spent time underneath the car, and I'll get it up and I'll show you it maybe later if we have the time. And I've wired in, what have I wired in? I've wired in the rear brakes now and the flexi hose, which bolts on just behind the battery box. And I put in the rear loom, and it took me a long time to work out what was going wrong with the rear loom. Unfortunately, what he's done is, where the rear loom connects to the main loom, as you can see, all he's done is he's cut it off, which is not great at all. Frankly, a bit of a lazy way of doing it. However, sorry, all that, you can hear the rain coming down onto the roof. However, what it means is that I can take these out, which I'll do another time, and I will solder these wires back together and use heat shrink and do it properly, so there's a proper fix there. I am on a budget. Yes, you could say, well, go and buy another rear loom. They're not hugely expensive. Well, yeah, but pennies mount up to pounds, don't they? So I'm going to see how I go, but what I don't want to do is do anything that isn't safe. So if I'm not happy with it when I finish, then yes, I'll bite the bullet and I will go and get a new loom. One of the things that's concerning me a bit is the work that's been done on this sill in particular. The other side, the passenger side, looks okay, but it looks to me, I don't know whether you can, that has been pop riveted on. So in my mind, that's got to come off, or certainly not, if not come off, then these drilled out and this welded properly shut to make it safe. I have looked around the rest of the car and it seems to be perfectly okay. The other sill seems nice and solid, but that was a bit of a worrying find for me and a bit of a hassle really, because that's going to be major surgery. But again, as I said before, I'm not really worrying too much about the bodywork at the moment. I can sort that. I want to get the car running, I want to get the engine bay in and done. And I think the best way to, because I've got the brake lines and things, but I think what I'm going to do is, because I've found some bits and pieces in, I mean, I've still got, as you can see, boxes and boxes of parts that came with it. I literally bought an MG in a box. That, by the way, is my daughter's one, which I think I showed you before. I'll take you over there because I'm putting the engine bay back together. The car itself is fine, but the engine bay needed redoing. So I'll show you that in a minute. So yeah, I've still got loads of bits and pieces. And one of the things that I found, bearing in mind the engine and gearbox is in, is that. Now, I haven't done full investigations on it yet, but I think that needs to go on the gearbox, and I can't see that there is a replacement one on the gearbox. I think it bolts down and supports the gearbox onto the cross member. So I think the easiest thing for me to do is I'm going to take the engine and gearbox out. It's bolted in, but it's not wired in or anything else at the moment, so it shouldn't be too much of a hassle. So I'm going to take that out, which I'd like to try and get done today, and then I can build up the rest of the engine bay and have a good look around the engine and the gearbox, make sure everything is as it should be, and then I can put the whole lot back in. Just a quick look over here. This is my daughter's MGB Roadster that obviously you can see the colour. I think it's teal blue. Don't shoot me if it isn't, but I think it's teal blue. The engine bay was covered in the original Z-barting, which was wonderful. I mean, even the original spare key was still bolted in on the inner wing there. But it was old, it was original, it was looking really, really scruffy, but not rusty, which was great. So I've had the engine bay blasted, and as you can see, I'm just still putting it back together. I mean, I took the engine out originally because it needed a clutch. I did that ages ago, and it's been sat for a while, but I just thought, let's get this done. So I hope to get this sorted. I've got a bit of fettling to do with the engine before that goes back in, but I'm really pleased with how this is coming along now, thank goodness. And well, I know she can't wait to drive it, although as I'm filming this, we're right in the middle of the coronavirus lockdown, so won't be driving it for a while, I don't think. This is a rubber bumper. It's a 75, one of the first rubber bumpers. And it's going, obviously the rubber bumpers are going back on there, and I think when she's finished, it'll be a nice little car for her to bomb around in. The inside at the moment is absolutely filthy, but it's all brand new black leather, and I need new headlining in it, but it's lovely. So yeah, so here I am, chaps, on the and chapesses on my MGB Roadster. I'm going to concentrate on the green one today and see how far I get. I'm still divided as to whether I put a Sebring kit on it, not wide wings. I don't want to do the wide wings, but whether I put a Sebring kit on the front or the back. These have just been welded on anyway, and the one on the passenger side is breaking off anyway. So still your thoughts on whether you think I should put a Sebring kit on it. And I want to put wheels on it similar to that. So I think she'll look quite nice when she's done. Just a word on the fuel tank, which I've been aching to get on because I have a fixing kit for it. But I'm a bit worried because there's been a repair done on it, as you can see, and that all looks to be fiberglass to me. And it's a bit, I can't really show you inside because I haven't got my light on me, but it's a bit rusty inside. And again, albeit I'm on a budget, I think safety first. I think I'll probably just get a new fuel tank and bolt that on as well. And you can see all the other bit. I mean, I've got the chrome bumpers for it, but they just need completely redoing. And I think by the time I've done that, I think she'd look quite good as a Sebring. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. I'd love you to subscribe if you can. As I say, brand new, it's only my second video, brand new Flat Caps and Classics channel. I'd love you to subscribe. My aim is to get this built. Well, we're going through this corona issue at the moment, aren't we? God bless us. And I hope you're keeping safe. But I'm isolated. There's no one else here. I get myself in here. It's only around the corner from where I live as well. So I drive here on my own. I lock the door. I'm on my own all day. In case any of you are wondering that I'm just being irresponsible, I don't think I am. But my aim really is in the next month or so is to try and get this as far down the line as I possibly can. So subscribe, please keep up. I would love your comments and your opinions. I know there are millions of MGB fans. I adore these cars. I love working on them. If you can give me any suggestions, any guidance, then I would love to hear you. Thanks again.